They smell like Fruit Loops.
Because I'm a Fruit Loop. Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey. This is Rachel. Rachel, there was a big card over the weekend. We've been talking about it all week because it's so exciting. To be fair to us, it's only Wednesday. Anyway, there were 3 really good undercards on the fight. And so we wanted to talk about how important is it for pay-per-views that there be at least 2 of the 3 undercard fights, and preferably all 3, that are good fights. How important is that, Rachel?
I think that it's really important because, especially when you're trying to market to a broader audience, I think that this is how you build your future.
Yeah.
So your undercard should be people who are being built up. Like, that's naturally, I mean, it just makes sense. That's who it is. And so if those are boring, then you don't do yourself a service with building out your audience for the future.
I thought it was a good card. I'm going to read you the results of that card. I'm sure you watched it if you watch his channel. Josesito Lopez defeated John Molina Jr. by TKO in the 8th round. That was a barn burner, and we knew that was going to be a fun fight when they got in the ring together.
Well, and we got there because we saw this at the theater. And so we got there like, we got something to drink, and then we walked in. And so the event, this fight had already started.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was the
round.
end of the fight, but it was round 1.
Yeah.
And we're walking in, I was like, this fight's almost over,
What a fun.
And then it wasn't.
So that's a great kind of fight, having a card. You have 2 guys that have, when they've gone up to fight elite fighters, they usually get beat. But they're offensive-minded fighters that are rugged and good fighters, and they put them in against each other. It was a fun fight for as long as it lasted.
Yeah, and can I also say that when you have a great undercard, I think what it does is for your audience, it leaves them feeling good.
Yeah.
If you have a crappy undercard, then your audience goes into the main event with a different kind of feeling, and then a different kind of feeling overall about how they felt about the pay-per-view.
In fact, after this undercard, I was like, well, I wonder if the main event can live up to the undercard. I don't think I ever said that before watching a pay-per-view fight. Mario Barrios defeated, I guess his name is Batyr Akhmedov. I could say it when I was watching it the other day. Anyway, that's a case where you have Mario Barrios, you have this young guy from San Antonio that you really like. You get him the title shot against a rugged guy from across the world that you think that Barrios is going to beat pretty handily. But what happens in the fight was that didn't happen. In fact, Barrios had to knock his opponent down in the 12th round. Did he knock him down in the 12th round? To get the decision, and most people still thought the other guy deserved the nod. Akhmedov deserved the nod. I think probably that guy won the fight too. But that's another good. At least you have a guy that you really like that doesn't have a long exposure in Mario Barrios. You put him in against a good opponent. This was a good opponent. Sometimes they bring a guy over. It's not a good opponent. This guy was legit and probably deserved to win the fight. Another example of a good undercard fight.
Yeah.
The best fight on the undercard was a world title match between undefeated young slugger David Benavidez and Anthony Dirrell, who's won titles a couple different times. If this was on Showtime, or this would be a main event fight. This is a good fight. This is worth definitely always having a fight like this on the card. So excited it was on there, and it was a really good fight. You had the younger, hungrier, bigger guy overwhelming the crafty, smart, been a really, really good world title holder throughout his career. I really enjoyed watching that fight, Rachel.
Yeah, I did too. They're just Benavidez reminded me of Chavez Jr. And then have him and Dirrell.
But in all the good ways, you mean?
In all the good ways. And have him and Dirrell, get in there and just, I loved, how much they loved.
They were loving it.
The fight that they were in. And, the smiling, but not how fighters get in there and sometimes they smile, but it's all bravado and it's not real.
Pure joy.
No, this was I am so flat out excited to be in this ring and bring it. This is my life. I like to brawl and box and get in here. It was just great.
Yeah. So I think a great card. Then, of course, we had the main event. It was a great card, and this is the, I think, second PBC on Fox pay-per-view. The first one was Errol Spence versus Micah Garcia. This is the second one, Errol Spence versus Shawn Porter. This is the new model. What's interesting about this model is that it is brand new. The older model, at least the one that we're accustomed to over the last 20 or 30 years, has been a cable subscription service like HBO or Showtime putting on pay-per-views. We haven't had this kind of deal where Fox Sports, which is in over 100 million homes, basically can program and they can do all this marketing for it with the Dallas Cowboys or the San Antonio Spurs or whoever, and it's all over the place. So you have the potential to reach new fans, new people, and engage new audiences. And I think the numbers were good. They reported somewhere, I mean, it's pretty early, so I don't know how they have numbers, but somewhere around 300,000 pay-per-view buys, that or more. That's great. That's awesome. That builds a really great opportunity for the fighters that fight on this network. The next one is going to be Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz, the rematch. At first, I was like, oh, because it was originally going to be on Showtime, but since Showtime won't be involved in the assumed rematch between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, then Fox Sports is going to do that deal, and it's on pay-per-view. Do you remember how good that first fight was, Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz? Because that was a really awesome heavyweight slugfest.
So I'm eager to see.
And I'm super excited about it.
What they're going to put together for an undercard for this one.
Yeah, let's see. Can you keep it going, BBC and Fox and whoever else is involved over there? Yeah. Can you keep people? The most important thing for you is to keep the Real Talk with Kelsey and Rachel audience happy, because that's your main base. We are your people. We're the people for all people. We thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Keep coming back for more. And hey,
you got nothing.
something smart and witty.